Welcome to Life Happens, where Texans come to protect their legacy and prepare for the second half of life. Join your host, Attorney Kim Hegwood of Your Legacy Legal Care, and our weekly guest as we navigate the challenges that emerge as life happens. Now here's your host, Kim Hegwood.
Good morning and welcome to Life Happens with me, Kim Hegwood, and our very special guest today is Donna Orozco. Good morning.
Good morning.
Donna is with Amada Senior Care, and we're so excited to have you on today. And we're going to talk about from hospital to home, the role of home care. Because we have a lot of clients that, go from the hospital, and they get to go home, thank goodness, not have to go anywhere else. But one of the things that we seem to find a lot, and I have my own, things of why I think this is why do many, seniors end up being readmitted after going home? Like they go to the hospital, then they send them home, and they end up back to the hospital. And what are y'all finding why that's occurring?
We're finding a lot of non-compliance, with the discharge paperwork. The thing with in-home care versus home health is that you don't really get physician orders for our services. So a lot of times they're just given pamphlets. You may need to have a caregiver with you. You've been falling too much. You haven't been taking your medications as directed. You're not going to your doctor's appointments. We can help with that transportation. So we're finding just them not being compliant. Medication is a big one. So we can help with the reminders. But I heard a statistic one time, Kim, and it was quite staggering. The number of prescriptions that go unfilled, upon discharge. So again, that's something we say we can pick you up from the hospital. We can stop at the pharmacy, get your meds. Or another thing too, that they just don't take all their meds. When we take medicines, that means we're sick, right? So nobody really wants to admit that they're sick. So I think that just that non-compliance with getting assistance, staying on their meds, and just being careful for, those fall risk clients, patients.
I would have assumed it was Medicare sending them home too early.
No, I don't think, personally, I don't think that's a problem, because the last thing the hospitals want is them to be readmitted within this certain window.
Yeah.
Because that means they were discharged too early, and they don't want that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Probably doesn't look good on their numbers.
No, ma'am.
But how does it really, having to do this, this boomerang, admissions, home back, how does it affect seniors and their families?
As you can imagine, it's very stressful for the families. You and I both have heard the term sandwich generation many times. So you've got people of a certain age trying to raise their own kids. They have a job, their kids have activities, and then, to have to run back and forth for mom or dad or another loved one, it takes a toll. Not that anybody doesn't want to be there for their loved one, but, life happens and we have to go on. So taking family leave is not always an option for someone, or just even having that spare person that can help and run to the hospital and do all those things. It's just, it's not feasible all the time, so it takes a toll on the family. And by the time the family calls us, of course, they're at their wits' end, right? Yeah. They're like, I need help. I can't do this.
I know, I felt that way. And so for me, it was more of, because I took care of my grandparents when they were declining. For me, it was more of, I have to work to support the 4 kids I have at home. And so, it wasn't a luxury that I had to be able to just stay home. And so, but I was blessed, very blessed, with a great caregiver right off the bat. That was just phenomenal. And still today, we still stay in touch, and it's been a long time. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, she's family. So, I think we both agree that it's really important for the parents, the aging parent to have someone, to have a hospital stay. So from your perspective, how do you help someone so that they have that help when they come home from the hospital?
So, as I mentioned earlier, oftentimes, in-home care is recommended. Uh, and, a lot of times the hospital will depend on them to call us, but it's important because it's going to stop those readmissions. I mean, if somebody needs help with their activities of daily living and they're falling once a week, obviously they need transfer assistance, standby assistance. Um, I'm thinking about you saying the caregiver, you're still in touch. Um, great relationships and bonds are formed. They do become a part of the family. And I find that our clients that are most reluctant to have a caregiver are the ones that get the most benefit out of it. So there's a lot that come on service kicking and screaming, but once they realize, hey, I'm going to get a bath, and not have to worry about falling, they can get that in-home assessment where we say, pick up those throw rugs, you don't need those to be tripping over. You need some grab bars. We can help with laundry and all those things that I can't tell you how many people I've signed up that have had a fall in their laundry room and they're by themselves. So just giving the family peace of mind that somebody's with them, and we don't have to be there 24/7. Sometimes just a couple hours a day is really all they need to keep them safe. And then as you know, many seniors no longer drive. So the transportation is key. The family is happy knowing, hey, they're going to get to those appointments, and help them stay compliant with what the expectations are for them to stay out of the hospital. You've got to do, this, and this. So we can help them. And like I said, transportation is a big one, getting to those doctor's appointments. But even things to make them feel good. You want to go get your hair done? We'll take you to do that. You want to go get your nails done? Sometimes feeling good about yourself is part of the getting better, But in those showers, just getting that shower makes them feel so much better too.
Well, I know how much better I feel getting my hair done. So
me too.
Most definitely. Well, a lot of doctors, they order home health care. And so talk to our listeners about the differences between, home health care and what you guys do.
Yes. Well, we're always being put under the same umbrella, if you will, home health and home care, and we are two distinct services. Our services definitely complement each other, but easy rule of thumb, home health is going to be your skilled. So your nursing, your physical therapy, speech, occupational therapist. And as I mentioned earlier, that's what you're going to get an order from your physician for those services. I'll talk to people and they're like, well, no, I'm on home health. And I'm like, that's great. You need that. You need a nurse to come in and take care of your vitals, but they're in and out, right? Truth be told, they come in, they do what they have to do, and they're out. So they're not there any length of time. With home care, you're getting a caregiver that's going to help you with your activities of daily living, those non-medical things, toileting, bathing, transferring, the personal care, the hygiene that nobody likes to talk about, but it's part of life, right? But again, those other things after the ADLs, that's the main part of a home care. But then most of us can do light housekeeping, laundry, transportation, those other things that seniors, need help with. So that's the difference, just skilled and non-medical. I don't like to say non-skilled or whatever, because we are skilled in what we do. It's just not medical.
Yeah. And so, you talked earlier about how important it was to to get them to the doctor and making sure transportation and follow them up on doctor visits. And so why do you think it's so important to have someone be able to do that for them?
Well, it helps them stay well. Everybody wants to age in their own home, right? Nobody, that's the goal really, is to keep them safe at home. You've got a caregiver coming in, meal preparation, for example. A lot of seniors are not eating properly. So we can come in and we can do some meal prep for them, some nice chicken and broccoli and rice. Because sometimes the families will come in and they'll see, gosh, mom or dad, they have nothing in the fridge, nothing in the cupboard, or it's all not good food. So we like to say that proper nutrition can help them heal and stay out of the hospital. Wound cares, if you're not eating right, that wound's not going to heal. But just, again, preventing falls, helping transfer, helping ambulate. We also can do exercise assistance. Say somebody is getting a therapist coming out and they'll leave some copies of chair exercises or whatever. We can encourage our clients to, hey, let's do a few little leg lifts. We're not going to push them to do something that's going to hurt them, but those little things all add up to their recovery and staying safe at home.
Oh, most definitely. And so a lot of people say, well, the family will take care of it. Their friends will come over and they'll drive them and do things like that. Do you find that normally occurs?
It occurs until it doesn't occur. You know what I mean? We get those panic calls. I need somebody right away. Our caregiver isn't showing up, or they're not coming anymore. There's that comfort level with a family member or a friend of a family, whatever. Mary can come over and then help out, but then Mary gets sick or Mary wants to go on vacation. There's no backup. So the thing with not relying solely on family and maybe going through an agency is that you're going to get consistent. If a caregiver has a problem and she can't come in, there's someone else that's going to come in for you. So that's the good thing. A lot of our clients, we like to set them up with their own team, maybe 2 or 3 caregivers. So if, like we said earlier, life happens, somebody's car breaks down, they want to go on vacation, their child gets sick. So Mary can't come today, but Susie can come. So you're familiar with that. So again, family is great. You always want that comfort level, but when it comes to reliability and dependability, sometimes that can be a little problematic.
Well, Donna, it really sounds like you guys know your stuff. So if somebody wants to find you for their loved one, how do they do that?
So they can call our office. It's in Pearland, but we have a huge footprint. We cover from West Houston, the Med Center, Sugar Land, all the way over to Baytown, down to Galveston, Lake Jackson. They can call our office at 281-652-5492. And just, they'll be asked a series of questions about, what kind of help are you needing? And then they'll put you in touch with the family consultant. There's 3 of us that cover the city. And then we also have an office up in East Texas too, in Jasper. So if anyone's listening from up that way, they can call that office. I'm sorry, I don't have that number at my fingertips, but we'll be glad. And we'll come out. I can come out and just do what I call a sofa visit. There's no obligation. I'm all about educating the community about what in-home care is. And we've been talking mostly about residents, but it's wherever the senior lives. If they live in assisted living or memory care, we often sign up for sitting services for those fall risks, or maybe those folks with Alzheimer's that are doing some wandering at night, just to keep them safe. So we're here to help. like I said, I'm just all about consulting and letting people know what's available to them.
So Donna, you have an email?
I do. It's easy, just Donna, Donna .o for Orozco, but it's just O, at Amada Senior Care, and that's Amada, AMADA, seniorcare.com. Our owner likes to joke we get called everything from Amanda to Armada but it's Amada.
Well, I appreciate it, Donna, and thanks so much for being on the show today. It was great. We look forward to having you on again soon.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I appreciate the invite.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of Life Happens with Kim Hegwood. Be sure to tune in every Thursday at 10 a.m. wherever you listen to your podcast as we navigate through the challenges that emerge as life happens. The content of this podcast does not establish an attorney-client relationship or constitute attorney-client privilege, legal, medical, financial, or any other professional advice.